Excuse me. Okay, we are coming at you live from Dilcon, Arizona. Or as some of you like to say, Dilcon. I'm coming from Dilcon. Alright. It's your hope, it's your hope. There's the Dilcon Health Center. Latest and greatest for the Navajo Nation. If you're working there, let me know. I know some people in the lab there, when they were opening up their lab, they had reached out for some questions on getting their equipment here from Dilcon connected to their LIS in Winslow. And I told them that they need to make sure, if that's what they want, that they need to have both of the laboratories on the same VLAN so that they can communicate. And then they also had some questions for their instruments that they were using. I think they have, I can't remember exactly which ones they have, but I think they had either a Sysmex or a Cobos CBC analyzer, and I think they have the, oh geez, I can't remember which coag analyzer they had, and they had some questions on those too. So the laboratory community here on the Hopi and Navajo nations were pretty close. We try to help one another as much as we can. We have support from not only the Phoenix area, but these guys on the Navajo, they have support as well from the Navajo area office. But Winslow is 638, so they're not under Indian Health Service any longer. And I don't know exactly when they transitioned away from IHS. And so sometimes that's a gray area for Phoenix area laboratory services. It would depend on what services they bought back from IHS as to whether or not the Phoenix area lab people can support Dilcon Health Center and Winslow Health Center. But yeah, so they got a bunch of nice houses there for their employees, brand new builds, and they look nice. Got nice streets. If you know who did their streets, comment below, because man, it's rough out here with the muddy roads. And I don't think I've been through this way. If I have, it's been a long, long time. So just thought I'd take a cruise through here. We have Jerry and Kayla from around this area somewhere. They wanted to meet sometime, and we just still haven't connected. I need to give them my email and phone number. Let's see, it is 8:48, 33 degrees Fahrenheit. And I got me some food in my belly. I was gonna have some leftover mutton and chili vegetable stew, but I decided just to get on the road. I'm gonna get these supplies so we can finish up the plumbing over there in the Hopi Nation. Yesterday we put a fix in the ground plumbing. It's a 3/4 inch PVC that had broke or separated, was coming apart at the connector. It was no longer a straight run of the pipe. It was maybe at a 25 to So over the years, maybe the compaction of us driving over the area may have shifted the sand. That's just my guess. And so we put a fix in with using, because we didn't really find the elbows that we needed, and the glue that we had was kind of old, and so we put in 2 90-degree elbows just to make the connection. And we turned the water back on after about maybe 10 minutes, and it held for a little while, and then it broke the connection on the back end of the 90-degree to PVC connection. So we went and searched around. We found some shark bite connectors, but they were for CPVC, and so the diameter was too small for the regular PVC, and we were going to use a shark bite to PEX to PVC to make the connection at a slight angle. But since that didn't work, the shark bite was too small, we ended up finding a curved piece that had 2 connectors in place already, and we got some of the goop from K-Town Village store. It was in a tube, like a metal aluminum type tube, and it was just one solution. It's kind of a viscous solution, and so we tried our best to clean the connections, and then we put the goop inside and let it sit, let it cure for a bit. On the instructions, it recommended a 24-hour cure time minimum, and a 48 to 72-hour cure time for best results. And both of those recommendations were based on environmental conditions and probably the installation process. So we let it sit for maybe 45 minutes to an hour as we cleaned up and had dinner, and then we decided to turn it on a little just to get water in the house so we could fill up our containers and wash up and whatnot. And so we also wanted to have a low flow throughout the night so that our pipes don't freeze, because we left it uncovered. We just put some blankets on it and just to monitor it in the morning. So it held up through the night, and I went to look at it early this morning around like 5 or something, and I didn't see any water puddling around the blanket. I didn't remove the blanket. I didn't want to disturb it, and so it seems to be going, but we also just have the flow on a really low flow rate, just so we're not stressing the system. But what I'm going to pick up today are a couple 3/4 inch shark bite connectors designed to fit regular PVC, and then I'll pick up some PEX tubing so that we can make the transition at a safe angle, and then I'll get some of the insulating foam to wrap around the shark bite connector and the pipe as a whole. So we're insulating and protecting the shark bite connector, since if you're putting a shark bite connector underground, you need to have the connection wrapped with something to keep it from dirt and stuff getting in there, is what I read. And then so I'll get those. I'll get some extra 45-degree PVC connectors, and then I'm gonna get a couple of the PVC primer and glue packs. One will stay in the storage area unopened for whenever we need it, and then we'll use another one today if needed for the connection if it doesn't hold when we turn the water pressure up to full capacity. that would be for the underground plumbing to the main house. And then inside the house, we also need to work on a shower head connector. I brought the connector and the shower head apparatus from Phoenix with me. Those are both PEX approved, or PEX connectors. And so I was trying to get the 1/4-inch PEX or shark bite connectors dislodged so I could reuse them yesterday, but I didn't have any success because we were too busy with other things. And so what I ended up doing, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of those shark bite 1/4-inch connectors from PVC to PEX, and I will run that up to the shower head and brace the shower head appropriately, because right now it doesn't have the right connection, and that's where the leak is coming from. So I'm going to try to get to that today as well. So that's why I'm making a parts run. We're almost to highway, I think that's 87. That goes from Winslow to Second Mesa. And then we're probably around 30 miles away from Winslow. So I should be there around 9:30. So that's what's going on. I thought I'd give you guys a little tour of Dilcon. And I'll put up the review of the breakfast burritos later. So, okay, I'm gonna end it here so I can get this uploaded, unedited. I'll go in at